Baltimore police Det Gemel Rayam has pleaded guilty in federal court to years of robbing suspects and civilians as a member of the department's gun trace task force. But before he was promoted to that elite unit, and years before the crimes for which he has pleaded guilty to federal racketeering charges, Rayam was caught in an internal affairs investigation of the same sort of allegations. A Baltimore man reported in 2009 that officers had taken $11,000 from him during a traffic stop near downtown. Confidential internal affairs records obtained by the Baltimore Sun show. Rayam acknowledged to internal affairs investigators that he took part in the stop, but claimed that he didn't know Michael Sylvester, the officer who was accused of taking the money. Rayam would later admit to investigators that the officer was a classmate and friend from the police academy, the records show. Cell phone records showed the pair had communicated nearly 500 times in a 4-month period around the alleged theft, including 34 times on the day as well as before and after the internal affairs interview where Rayam denied knowing Sylvester. Sylvester, the target of the investigation, would agree to resign in lieu of termination. Rayam, charged internally with making a false statement, would be cleared by a police trial board, returned to duty and promoted. But the allegations from June 2009, and their similarity to the more recent crimes for which Rayam has pleaded guilty, raise new questions about the ability of the Baltimore Police Department to police itself, and about its controls for preventing the promotion of problem officers. Rayam is one of 8 members of the Gun Trace Task Force indicted this year on racketeering charges. They are accused of shaking down criminal suspects and innocent civilians, writing false police reports and taking unearned overtime pay. Rayam and 4 others have pleaded guilty. The other 3 are fighting the charges. They are scheduled for trial in January. Rayam has admitted conspiring with drug dealers to find targets to rob while helping them avoid law enforcement. He faces up to 20 years in prison. He is cooperating with authorities. Baltimore Police Detective Gemel Rayam admitted Tuesday in federal court to robbing residents, selling stolen marijuana and heroin, billing for overtime hours he didn't work and forging reports to cover up his crimes, all part of a growing scandal that has ensnared 8 officers and brought. Baltimore Police Detective Gemel Rayam admitted Tuesday in federal court to robbing residents, selling stolen marijuana and heroin, billing for overtime hours he didn't work and forging reports to cover up his crimes, all part of a growing scandal that has ensnared 8 officers and brought. At the time of the alleged theft in 2009, Rayam was at the center of a different controversy. 3 months earlier, he had shot a man to death in a northwest Baltimore alley. It was the 3rd time he had shot someone in a span of 20 months, an unusual cluster that prompted state legislators and the NAACP to call for an independent investigation. No such independent investigation was undertaken.